Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Well, welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to some Broadway World over here on the Broadway Podcast Network, and one of the most innovative, creative, best shows you can see right now on Broadway. We had Helen here before the show happened, and when she told me about it, I said, what is she talking about? Robots and people? I don't know. And then this show was magical. So Dez is here. He looks like the better looking brother of me. That's what he looks like. He has the blonde hair. He's in better shape. He looks younger than I am. But I'm going to give him a run for his money because I'm going to learn how to sing Jenny. I'm going to learn how to do it. And you could stream it. You could be streaming the whole album is out. Dez is here from The Voice to Broadway to your house right now. Welcome to the Roundtable. See?
Robert.
See? Better looking, thinner, younger brother.
You're nuts. You're nuts. I can see the resemblance. I don't know about the better looking part, but
we could be the Osmonds. We can go on the road, you and me.
I'm in. As soon as this thing closes, let's hit the road.
I don't sing harmony well. That's why I don't do musical theater.
Perfect. I'll do harmonies. You take the lead.
I'm in. Let's go.
Done and done.
Congratulations about this epic run. You are the hot and poppin' show on Broadway right now.
That's crazy to hear. That's nuts. Because just the journey here has been nuts. So to hear I hope that's true. It's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
How did it start? How did you find this show? Were you looking to do musical theater?
Yeah, I moved here kind of on a whim in 2016. I got invited up to sing in actress Laura Michelle Kelly's one-woman show at 54 Below. And when I was there, I kind of just by chance met some people in the industry and decided to move here that weekend and started auditioning for stuff and was auditioning stuff for years. And then in 2019, I got this audition that was like, bring all your Sinatra songs and like American Songbook. And I was like, yes, finally something that like uses the style of music that I love to sing. And then came to Atlanta and found out it was a show about robots. So that was nuts. And then I heard the music and just fell absolutely in love with it. And then, of course, bawled my eyes out at the first table read. And then 5 years later, we're on Broadway. It's crazy.
Oh, do you think about a kid growing up? You're an athlete. Mm-hmm. He went to a fancy school, everybody. He went to Yale, like on scholarship because he's an athlete.
No, there's no scholarships, but I did get in.
There's no scholarship? I'm already
No,
lying?
they just get you in.
And then you have to pay for the rest of your life.
Yes, still paying.
So I hear you. So
yeah.
So when you went to school, was the goal to always do music? Was that something that evolved over time?
Yeah, it was always music. Always music. In fact, I didn't think I would go to college. I thought I would kind of just go to LA and figure it out after high school. And then around my sophomore year, I was like, I should go to college, I guess. And kind of talked to my brother-in-law who had been at at a high school. He had coached at a high school where kids wanted to get into Ivies. And I kind of was like, hey, how did they do that? And what do I need to do? And yeah, then ended up at Yale. It was awesome. And so when I got the offer to go to Yale, it was like, okay, I'm not going to pass this up. I'm going to go. I'm going to put music on hold, kind of work on it in the summer, work on it on my own. Because my parents were kind of very against getting a degree in the arts. They were kind of they are musicians as well, and everything they learned was just learned in the world. It was just get out and tour, go do your own shows, da-da-da-da. They're very self-starting people, so they were you're not going to go to school to learn that. Get an economics degree and then figure it out. So yeah.
So when you graduate and you start to gig, because you can stream your music and you put out music and you have a whole career of music before Broadway and tours and all of that stuff and the television and all of that stuff. But it's a very different world than Broadway. So what's it been like to grind out 8 shows a week?
It is a monster. It is crazy, which I feel bad saying that because I am in the shortest show on Broadway and also in the easiest role on Broadway in the show. So I feel really dumb saying that it is tough, but it is a totally different world. I'm kind of I'm used to you have 2 or 3 shows in a row, or you have one big show and you're grinding and you're putting all your energy towards it, and then you veg for 3 days or for a week, you know what I mean? So this whole for instance, we had that whole debacle Tuesday, and that just was such an adrenaline rush, and like it just was a lot on the nervous system. And the next day we did 2 more shows, like nothing happened. So it's just a very like interesting grind mentally. Yeah.
Well, you have a very high tech show. There's a lot of lights and set pieces and things going on. And
Right.
then the show breaks down
Totally.
and you're on stage.
Well, actually, it wasn't the show. So we've actually had very few technical stops.
Okay.
Surprisingly, we had a medical emergency,
Okay.
and everyone's fine. But we had a member of our orchestra had some medical issues, so we had to call an ambulance, and it was like a whole thing. It was very stressful, and so they just called me. I just heard over the speaker, "Can Dez come down to the deck?" And I'm just upstairs, like halfway in between, like my Jenny costume and Sentimental Person. And so I come down, and they're like, "We need you to just go on stage and like vamp." And I was like, "And do what?" And they were like, "Just figure it out." So we had kind of planned that for previews because we knew that there would be stops for previews because our show's so technical. Ironically, there weren't a lot of long stops, and we never used this plan, but it was like not a thought out plan at all. It was very like, we'll just throw Dez out there. And of course I've done like one man shows and like these concerts, and none of them are scripted. I kind of just go out and say whatever I want. So I made sure that she was okay before I went out there, because I wasn't gonna like go crack jokes as someone is like fighting for their life. But we knew that she was okay by that point, and she was just going to go to the hospital to like make sure. And so I just, walked out, and it was actually really fun and freeing, and the audience was very like on our side. And then of course Darren came out with his guitar and like made everything so much better. Once Darren gets on stage, I like am so chilling because he's so good and such a professional, and I just let him take over. And
Well, it's a viral moment. You can watch it. The clips are out there. People were excited for this unscripted, thank God everyone was okay moment, but it's a fun moment for theater.
Right, totally. It was a wild, it felt very like, I don't know, it felt very Broadway,
Yes.
like one of those moments, like making the debut was one like that. And then when we recorded for the Kennedy Center, no, not the Lincoln Center. Yeah,
the Lincoln Center Library.
When we recorded for the Lincoln Center Library, that was like a moment like, oh, I'm a part of Broadway. Like, and then this stopping was like, oh, this feels very like a Broadway story. Like, this is cool.
It's a Broadway story. While we're talking, everybody, you can get your tickets, maybehappyending.com, where you got to get your tickets. You got to get your tickets. We can follow Dez on Instagram so you can stay up to date and listen to his music and see what's this. And you're going to see them march right through award season right here in New York City the next few months. You're never going to sleep again, Dez, for a long time.
I hope not. I love being busy, so I would love that. That'd be great.
And while we're here, we're talking the album, the original cast recording. You got to stream it, listen to it, learn every word. That's what all you theater fans out here are going to do, and it's available, and you could be streaming it right now. What was it like to record this?
It was incredible. I mean, I've said this a couple times, but I grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana. I wasn't in New York, like watching shows. So I fell in love with shows through the cast recording. So to be able to be a part of that and think that maybe like there's a kid somewhere like listening to Maybe Happy Ending right now and like just trying to imagine what's happening in between the songs, like I did, is just beyond exciting. It was also really nerve-wracking, just knowing it's going to last forever, and hoping that it conveys what it needs to convey. But we have such a wonderful music team and supervisor team, and the writers were so involved. I felt like I was in good hands, and they weren't going to let anything be put out that I wouldn't be proud of. And now it's out. I'm like so excited. It's pretty cool.
There's a whole generation of people who will grow up to be on Broadway who will say now they listen to your cast album and inspire them.
That is nuts to think about. And I'm also pumped there's like another like baritone role for us people who aren't like screaming high C's. You know what I mean? I
call myself a lazy tenor. You could just keep me in baritone world. I'm fine. Just sit right there. So for you all to work together, it's a small cast. It's a tight cast. I'm assuming you all have gotten to know each other really well, and led by Michael Arden, who's a genius. So what's it been like to work with this cast on stage and then also creative team here?
It's been exactly what you said. We are really tight knit. Everybody really gets along, and I'm really grateful for that. I kind of have been like Broadway is so this, and then I'll kind of get interrupted by like the veterans. They'll be like, it's not always this good. Like sometimes there's tension backstage, and that hasn't been the case at all. And I think it's like just the people at the head of it have set such a culture of like honoring each other and making sure everybody feels heard and supported. Starting with, Michael Arden, I think he really set the pace in rehearsal. And even before rehearsal, we all met and got dinner together and just talked before we even started the process. And just right then, I felt so much better because I really had no idea what it was going to be like. Darren is a huge star. Helen is a young, up and coming. Marcus has been in the industry forever. So I know that sometimes with those descriptors, a lot of things come with that. And that hasn't been the case at all. We get along really well, and our standbys are incredible. Justin Scribner, our PSM, is like, he just runs this place so efficiently and treats us all with so much respect. Our whole crew is just incredible. I think I do more dancing backstage with the crew than I do on stage. And and our writers, Will and Hugh, are always here at the building, like showing support and letting us know that they're proud of us. And it's been a dream, truly. It probably sounds very cliche, but yeah, it's been incredible.
What I love about you making your Broadway debut and doing this and being from Louisiana and coming to New York and being on stage is that people talk about Broadway really being a community. And you guys all opened this season and last season, open these shows, and now you will march through the award season and Tony campaign with the other people that you all have done these events and fundraisers and galas. And it really is like a little town and a little neighborhood.
It really is. I got my first taste of that when I did Elsie Fest. Darren invited us to do Elsie Fest, and that was so kind of him, and he was so welcoming as a host. But I didn't know anybody, and Helen knew everyone, and everyone seemed to know each other. And I was like, y'all all know each other really well. What is going on? Like, what is this space? Because coming from the music world, usually if you do like a gig and there's like 4 artists there, like maybe 2 of them know each other like pretty well, but all of you are kind of from different parts of the country, and you're all kind of like just doing your own thing in your own little camps. And so that was a really unique experience for me to be like, oh my gosh, everyone knows each other. And then to fast forward at the Entertainment Community Fund Gala I went to, like, I suddenly felt like I knew people. So it's been fun to like slowly like integrate into this community and be welcomed. And because I'm a part of this show, people are interested in talking to me, and that's been fun and new. But yeah, it's been cool to see that kind of transition of like, oh, I have friends here too now. That's cool. Yeah. So yeah.
You're a Broadway star now. That's it. You're a Broadway star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you look back at like stuff like this and people see you with stuff like this? And
I look like Rachel Maddow in that picture.
Good night. Rachel Maddow.
I was so mad that day. They caked my face with white makeup all under my eyes. And I don't know, I'm 21, fresh dropping out of college. I don't know anything about stage makeup. So I'm just trusting these people. And then I look at these pictures. Anyways, continue. I've never complained about that on anything. So I'm really letting loose here. Here we go. But
I
yeah,
love that.
Continue your question. My bad.
Miss Maddow, I want to know that when you were on that show, you got thrown into a canon. You're Christina Aguilera. You're in front of 20 million people a week. Did that prepare you for anything, for this business in any way?
I think looking back, it did. It was such a cannonball experience. Exactly how you said. Like, I really was not prepared at all. I was lucky because I didn't make it the first season, and I got to watch my friends go through it and watch kind of the things that broke their heart, things that really hurt them. It is such like an interesting, like wonderful, emotional, extreme experience that I can't even properly describe. Just going from like nothing to like so many people watching, and specifically those early seasons, like so many people were watching, and being judged on 90 seconds when you have been singing your whole life, and now everyone's deciding how good you are based on 90 seconds in front of 15 million people, and you're nervous and you don't know if you're even going to make a team or anything like that. And for then that to happen week after week, and then then people have opinions on your personality and like opinions on this, you know what I mean? It was a very unique thing. I think looking back before I came and did this experience, there were just like some things I learned from that of just like one, I tried so hard to be likable and relatable on The Voice, and still like 2/3 of the world hated me. Not the world, but the viewers, like, not 2/3. Like, you're always going to have like a third of people who just like hate your guts. And so I think I just came into like the interview processes of like when we had media day for the first time, I kind of was like having flashbacks, and I was like, oh God, here we go. And I was just like, no, I'm just going to answer these questions, and I'm not even going to like think about what's going to make people like relate to me or like me or anything like that. I am myself. There are people like me out in the world, surely, and they will gravitate towards it, and those who don't won't. And so that was kind of like a freeing thing. And then also like I don't go looking for comments anymore. So like I just don't do that. Like I don't allow strangers like the headspace or to take up space in my head that they don't deserve. So I think it like prepared me for that. But then much to my surprise, like it's been like very positive, and like the Broadway community is so nice. And every time I go to stage door, people are kind, and probably has to do with like the fact that I'm attached to a work of art and it's not like a competition popularity contest that I'm in.
Now
You know
it's
what I mean?
you all as a cast, as a collective, telling this story
Yeah.
every night.
So I
And
think
that's
it
why-
becomes less about like judgment. So I was like really prepared for that. But this has been incredible. Our fans are nuts. They're so much fun, and they're so sweet. And I see some people that have come to the stage door like in the tens of times now, and it's so wonderful to see them every time. People dressing up as Oliver and Claire. We've maybe have had a couple Gills. I don't know. He kind of dresses too normal to tell sometimes. But our fans have been incredible, and even just after the cast album came out, people have been so kind, watching reels be made and people making up dances and people doing covers of Why Love, and it's just been an amazing thing.
And they're going to keep making them, and the show's going to keep going. And you could get your tickets at Maybe Happy Ending. It's at the Belasco, which is such a great theater to see a show in. And this is a special year. My husband, I'm getting married in May. I'm in Detroit.
Congrats.
I'm in Detroit right now, and we're coming back to New Jersey for the wedding. And my husband, my fiance, says to me, I need to see Maybe Happy Ending.
Yes.
And I said, okay, we'll go see Maybe Happy Ending. And he says, well, we listen to a lot of Darren. We listen to a lot of Darren Criss in my house. He's a fan.
Really?
Like of the originals, like he is a deep dive. And then I showed the cast, and he said, you'll have the best hair on Broadway. This cast has the best hair on Broadway, as per my fiance.
Thank you. What's your fiance's name?
Darius.
Thank you, Darius.
I wish I don't have it, but I used to.
You've got it.
The best.
A little growing out, man.
If there's a Tony for best hair on Broadway, clear your mantle, Des.
Hey, yo. I don't think there is.
There should be. There'll be plenty of Tony Awards coming to this show's way while it comes June. I can promise you that. That's a promise from me to you.
Yeah.
I want people to stream the album. Make sure you stream the album. Get ready. Go stream it before the show, after the show, during the show. Not during the show.
Right.
Maybe during the show.
Well, I mean, you could turn the volume all the way down so we get the numbers. But
yeah, keep streaming. And make sure you buy your tickets. If you're coming to New York this spring and this summer to visit, make sure this is the show to see, maybehappyending.com. Get your tickets before May 1st, because May 1st, the Tony nominations come out, and you're not going to get a ticket. And we're going to follow Dez, because I'm sure he's got other music and other plans, and now he's a Broadway star and a TV star and a pop artist, and you don't know what's going to happen. So you better get on it. Let's go.
Do you want to be my publicist?
I'm right. I am. I'm cheap too, Dez. I'm cheap. I promise. I'm cheap. I'm excited to be back at the show. I'm excited to see you all. I'm excited for people to check it out, and I wish you the best. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
Next time, we're going to do a duet together.
Let's do it. Pick a song. Let's go.
I'm sweating. I'm a baritone. Nice, good baritone.
Yes, exactly.
Have a great show. Have a great weekend, and enjoy every second of this run.
Thank you, Robert.